What's up everyone, Darcblade here with a Hunter's Guide to Monster Hunter Wilds. In this video, we'll be going over the Street Fighter 6 collaboration event with Monster Hunter Wilds, going through how you access the quest, what the quest is all about, and the rewards you get for it. Also at the end, we'll be covering the Street Fighter moves that you can incorporate into your hunts when you're using the Akuma armor set. Now first of all, when it comes to this Street Fighter 6 collaboration, it's not actually an event quest. In previous games like Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter Rise, the Street Fighter collaborations were all event quests. This isn't the case anymore. It's a permanent quest that is here all the time. And it's divided into two sections. The first section is a side mission, which is found in the missions list in your menus, whilst the second part are arena quests. But how does this all play out? Well, first of all, you have to complete the side mission or side quest, however you like to call it, by going to the oil well basin and talking to Quinn. They're found in the main camp. After a little chit chat with them, you'll be given 3 objectives to complete as part of a side mission. These involve talking to the people of Azuz. There are 3 people marked in this area. You just simply track them down and talk to them. Afterwards, you have to investigate the upper stratum and the middle stratum. Basically, this translates to going at first to Area 5 and finding a dead tempered Rathian, and then to Area 11 and finding a dead tempered Gypsyros. There'll be some dialogue here with Alma explaining the situation. Afterwards, head back to Azuz and talk to Maki. This will progress the side mission, giving you one final objective, which is to head down to the lower stratum. This translates to going to Area 14, and up on a little mountainside, you'll find Akuma. Here you'll have a chat and a little scrap, and eventually this basically unlocks the next section of this collaboration event, which is an arena quest. So head back to town, head to the Gathering Hub and go to the arena quest counter. Here you'll have the option to take on the Demonic Strength quest. It's a 1-player event quest that requires hunters to be Hunter rank 21 or above and has players taking on a tempered Ajarakan in the arena. As this is an arena quest, you'll have to select from pre-made loadouts. But regardless of which one you choose, they're all quite good in their own right with good skills as you play as Akuma pretty much. Afterwards, you're chucked into the arena quest and given a tutorial about how to use the Street Fighter moves in the game. This is because when wearing the Akuma armor, you'll be given 3 unique items that can be pretty much translated to a 15th weapon for Monster Hunter Wilds. They give you various Street Fighter moves, but we'll cover that in the next section. Anyway, take on the tempered Ajarakan, and then once you're finished, head back to Akuma in the oil well basin to complete the quest. This will unlock another version of the arena quest that can have 2 players in it called True Strength. On top of that, for doing either of these arena quests, you'll be rewarded with Street Fighter 6 tickets. These can be taken to the blacksmith and used to craft the Akuma full armor set. Now what is a full armor set? Well, it's any armor set that you cannot mix and match. You have to wear the full armor set as it normally turns your hunter into a completely different character. Nonetheless, this armor set does come with some useful skills, and on top of that it gives you the Satsui no Hado set bonus, which increases the power of special actions, drive impacts can trigger offset attacks, and further increases the power of offset attacks in general. Basically, if you're utilizing the Street Fighter moves, you want this armor set. You can also craft the Blanca-chan armor for your Palico as well with the Street Fighter 6 tickets. Crafting either of these will also unlock the layered versions for fashion hunters out there. But let's move on to the next section and talk about the Street Fighter moves. One of the unique aspects of this collaboration is that when using Akuma, or when you're wearing the Akuma armor, you're given 3 items in your inventory that allow you to perform certain Street Fighter moves. These include the assist combo or assisted combo Akuma, the Gao Hadouken, and the drive impact items. It is advisable to put some of these on your radio menu, as they can be a little bit tricky to switch between. So let's get into this. First of all, and the easiest out of these, is the Gao Hadouken, which works like a slinger ammunition. When you equip it, it will be equipped to your slinger. Afterwards, when you perform your slinger attack, you will simply perform the Gao Hadouken, a decent ranged attack. Next up, and by far the most complex, is the assisted combo Akuma. Now, once this is selected, either via the radio menu or on your item bar, You'll press square or X to activate it. Again, forgive me when it comes to talking about the controls, I tend to use controller controls rather than the mouse and keyboard, but the mouse and keyboard will be translated elsewhere. So when you have the item selected, press square or X and you'll perform a standing light punch. This can be then comboed into other moves with square or X, triangle or Y, or circle and B. Your square and X's being light punches, triangle and Y's strong punches, and circle or B are your kicks. By default, you have 3 combos. By default, you'll have 3 combos, but they can kind of be mixed and matched. The square or X combo results in a standing light punch followed by a standing light kick and then a heavy Gao Hadouken. The triangle or Y combo, which obviously starts off by pressing square or X, starts off with a standing light punch followed by a standing medium punch, then a Viscera Piercer, and then an OD Overdrive Adamant Flame. And then finally the last basic combo has you starting off with a light standing punch, so square or X, and then going into your circle or B combos, which results in a light standing punch, standing heavy kick, then an overdrive Tatsumaki Zanku Kyaku. Basically the Tatsu move for Shoto fighters in Street Fighter. But there are a few extra moves. For example, after pressing any attack, should you interrupt it with a direction in X, you'll perform the Shaoru Senku, which allows you to dodge out of the way of incoming attacks. It's actually a really useful dodge, and definitely something that helps to survivability. Also, at the end of combos, you can perform the Overdrive Gao Shoryuken. You do this by performing, well, the Dragon Punch combo from Street Fighter, which is a motion command, seen on screen here, performed with the analog stick and then pressing triangle or Y at the end of a combo. This is a great way to perform a flashy finisher, or alternatively, I believe you can also perform this by using the gesture for it if you've bought it via paid DLC. Finally, when it comes to the basic assisted combos, you have access to the Satsui no Hado. This is performed in exactly the same way you would in Street Fighter. So you quickly tap square, square, triangle, circle, or X, X, Y, B to perform it. However, you can only perform it against open wounds, which is kind of linked to the last ability for the Street Fighter items and moves, which is the Drive Impact. Now the Drive Impact has 2 functionalities. First of all, it can be used as an offset attack. It's a powerful offset attack that is actually quite easy to perform. Alternatively, you can also use the Drive Impact on open wounds to perform the Satsui no Hado, the flashy finisher. But both of these moves are tied to the little bar above your item bar, down in the bottom right of the screen. Once you've used your Drive Impact, it needs to recharge. You do this by performing your normal combos until it's filled up again. Additionally, when you're in the assisted combo mode, you can activate the impact drive by pressing L2 or LT and R1 or RB. This saves you having to switch between the various items, so it saves a little bit of time. So in a way, yes, this is a 15th weapon to Monster Hunter Wilds. You don't even have to draw your main weapon whatever you choose. You can complete hunts and take down monsters entirely with your fists. It does take a little while to get used to using the items, and I strongly recommend changing some of your radial menus to better utilize them as well if you want to go down this route. But it would have been nice to have another Street Fighter character or 2 added to the game instead of just Akuma. Additionally, you can also buy various Street Fighter themed cosmetics as paid DLC, including gestures, outfits for Alma, and more. But nonetheless, it's a fun way to play, but that about wraps up this Street Fighter 6 collaboration event guide. It was surprisingly in-depth when compared to some of the other Street Fighter collaboration events we've had with the Monster Hunter series, and I'm really happy with how the items worked out, in terms of giving us pretty much a 15th weapon. But what are your thoughts? I'd love to hear what you think, so leave a comment down below, and until next time, I've been Darcblade, bringing another Hunter's Guide to Monster Hunter Wilds. Hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more.